Assalamu alaikum, my guy. Inshallah, you're doing well. Today's video is about learned helplessness. Now, you're probably thinking, what the hell are you talking about? Why are you using such strange terminology? But learned helplessness is actually a very serious condition. It's actually a symptom. It's not a symptom, it's actually a cause. First of all, let's define learned helplessness: a condition in which a person has a sense of powerlessness arising from a traumatic event or persistent failure. It is thought to be one of the underlying causes of depression. That's what is the cause of, by the way. To explain learned helplessness, I've actually brought this box with me right here. It's not a box, it's my bin, but it's empty. Now, so I have this box right here. Imagine I put, I don't know, it doesn't matter how many fleas I put in here. I put 5 fleas in here. And you're probably saying, what are you on about? Why are you talking about fleas? But it'll make sense, don't worry. So I have a box. I have fleas inside of this box. Now, when the fleas jump, because fleas jump pretty high, fleas can jump outside of the box, right? So if they're jumping, they can jump outside the box. But what if I put a lid on top of the box? Now the fleas cannot jump out. When they try to jump out, they'll hit the top and they'll come back down. Yeah. Now, say I just leave this lid on for like 5 days. Yeah. The fleas keep trying to jump out of the box, but they can't. They hit their head and they go down. Now, after 5 days, I remove this. Now the lid is open again. But what happened to the fleas is that they only learn to jump this high. So they can never truly leave the box now. Because they think if they try to jump that high, they're gonna fall down again. This is learned helplessness. The fleas learn that they cannot leave the box while the lid was on. And now that the lid is even off, it doesn't matter because they've already learned that they cannot leave the box. That's the example, basically. Hope you understood it. I'm gonna put my bin away now. Another example of this: say if you study really, really hard for an exam and you just keep failing this exam, even though you're studying your very best, but eventually you're like, I can't be as doing this anymore. I'm not really gonna get it anyway, so I might as well just stop trying. This is also learned helplessness. You've learned that you cannot do it, even though it might not be true. Maybe you could get it on your 5th attempt or something like that. But you've kind of taught yourself that you fail every single time, so there's no point trying anymore. Now you see the problem, because as soon as you stop trying, you'll never succeed. There's no chance. There's 0% chance. This kind of loss of hope is very detrimental. It's very harming. You believe nothing good can come out of something, so you just stop trying. This kind of faulty thinking is, from my knowledge of psychology, very harmful too. Because what happens is that you get stuck in one place and you can't move. You get stuck and trapped by your own mind. You get trapped by your own mind because it's you that believes you can't go anywhere. Maybe if you could, maybe in actuality, you might be able to move. But it's you that is keeping you stuck there. Now, another example that I have is a personal one. I was like knee deep in learned helplessness around 2 years ago. Now, with me, it was weight loss. 2 years ago, I weighed 110 kg. That was my highest weight ever. And the learned helplessness comes in is because I didn't believe I could lose the weight. I didn't believe it. I would just cope and say, oh, I have big bones or whatever these people say nowadays, yeah. But it was a combination of me wanting to stay in comfort and previous attempts just not working. Therefore, I taught myself to be hopeless, basically. To have no hope in myself or anything. Or not anything. Have no hope in losing any weight. I got stuck because I had the belief that I could go nowhere. I had the belief that I couldn't lose any weight. But obviously that changed because I'm not really fat right now. So you're probably thinking, how does this apply to me in any way? You talked about fleas, we talked about learned helplessness or whatever that is, and you just kept waffling. How does this help me? Well, we all have that one thing that we think we can't do. I'm here to tell you that you can do it. Coming from an outside source, yes, you can do it. All right. It might take you 50,000 tries, but maybe on that 50,000 first, you get it. You never know. You see, what people think is impossible is only really down to them, because impossibility is a weird concept. In physics, physics, if I want to put my hand through this wall right here, you would say it was impossible. But in physics, my particles can line up just right so that I can face my hand through this wall if I just keep doing this. You kind of decide what's possible for yourself. Your self-belief and what you believe you can do. Think about it. If Neil Armstrong never believed he could go to the moon, he probably would have never went to the moon. It would have been impossible for him because he believed he couldn't do it. If you believe you can never gain muscle or lose any fat, then you won't. It's simple. Again, I'm repeating this again. If you believe you cannot do something, you cannot do it. Yeah, it's simple. I actually want to relay this hadith to you as well. It's about belief. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu said that the Prophet, peace be upon him, said that Allah says, I am as my servant thinks of me. If he thinks good of me, then so it shall be. And if he thinks ill of me, then so it shall be. This obviously shows that your belief, if you believe Allah is a certain way, then he will be that way. If you believe he's going to punish you and not forgive you for anything, then maybe he won't. But if you believe him to be Allah, the merciful, the all-merciful, the all-loving, then he's going to appear that way to you. I've already kind of got into the cure, I guess. I don't know if you would call it a cure, but the cure of learn helplessness. Do not limit your belief in yourself, in Allah, anything. You are not as simple as a flea, yeah? You have free will, you have a mind. You can understand the analogy of the box. I don't care if you jump 1,000 times. You keep getting up, all right? It never means, if you fall down 10,000 times, it doesn't mean there's no hope left. It just means maybe on that 10,000 first try, you might jump out of the box. You never know. But what I want you to remember is never stop jumping. That's it for this video, bro. Take care of yourself, man.
ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث